Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be teaching you yet another granny square, and this time it's going to be this super cool and super cute eye granny square. To make this tutorial work, I actually done multiple tests, and as you can see, these are the first ones that I created, which weren't as perfect as I have planned. So after a while creating a couple of them, I actually managed to make something that is closer to perfection. So this is what I'm going to teach you in today's video. And as always, I have tried to make sure that everything is as beginner friendly as possible. However, I could say that maybe this tutorial is for a little bit more advanced or advanced beginners basically. However, if you feel like you are not able to follow through, just maybe try to adjust the speed of the video to set it a little bit lower so you're able to follow every single stitch. But other than that, I really hope that you will enjoy this video and that this tutorial will be helpful. So let's jump into it. So here are all the materials that I'm going to use. Here I have multiple colors of cotton yarn, which is 4-ply, and of course you are more than welcome to mix and match colors however you wish. And for this project I'm going to use 3.5mm crochet hook, and of course you will also need scissors. And here is the final square, and this is what we are going to work on, and this is what I'm going to teach you in this video, so you can do it by yourself as well. So now let's jump into it. First, I'm going to start with this brown color, and our first step would be to do a magic ring. So to do that, you basically have to grab the yarn and hold it around your fingers like this, and then establish an X shape by tying it around. Then grab your crochet hook, put it underneath the first part of yarn, then grab the second one and pull it through to establish a loop on your hook, and then chain 2. 1 and 2, like this. So now we have created a magic ring, and the next step would be to do 7 half double crochets. So yarning over, going through the ring, pulling some yarn and pulling it through to have 3 loops on our hook, yarning over and pulling through all 3 of them. So that's 1, and then just repeating the same thing, so we have 7 in total. And this is 7th. So now we have created all 7, and we can close the magic ring just by pulling this loose piece of yarn that we have. And as we close it, we are also establishing a nice round shape. And now we just have to finish this round by doing a slip stitch, and we will do that on top of the second chain that we did in the very beginning here. So just going through there and grabbing some yarn, pulling it through the stitch there, as well as the loop that we had on our hook, like this. And now we have established a round shape that we need, and we just have to finalize this round by chaining 1, making the loop looser, and then grabbing our scissors and just cutting it off. And as we do that, we can now also tighten it by pulling this piece of yarn, like this. And now just make sure to count that you have 8 stitches in total. So we start counting from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is the one where we did slip stitch in. So now we can proceed further with the next round. So for the second round, I'm going to use this light green color. And first we have to attach yarn to the first round that we did. So to do that, I'm just basically going to go through the stitch from the first round, grabbing the new yarn that we are planning to attach, pulling it through and just simply doing a knot to make sure that it's connected securely, like this. And for this round, we first have to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and this is going to count as our first stitch. But in the following step, we have to do 1 double crochet into the same space that we have, like that. And then we can proceed further with the next stitch. So in the next space we are again going to do double crochet, and we will do 2 of them in the same space. So yarn over, go through the stitch, grab some yarn and pull it through to have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So that's 1, and now another one in the same space. So in this round, in every single stitch that we have, we will be doing 2 double crochets in them. So going through, pulling some yarn to have 3, pulling through 2 and pulling through 2. And just repeat the same thing until you have gone through every single stitch from the previous round, and then 2 double crochets in every one of them. And as you can see, as I'm going around, I'm also trying to hide this loose piece of yarn that I have. So just doing stitches so we can kind of cover it, so we don't have to weave it in once we are done. So here I'm just completing the last stitch, and in the last space, again, just as we did before in every single one of them, we have to do 2 double crochets, like that. And once that's done, we can finish the round by doing a slip stitch. And again, we will do it on the top of the last chain that we did in the very beginning. So the 3rd chain that we did there once we started this round. So I'm just going through the 3rd chain that we have there, grabbing some yarn, pulling it through and pulling it through the loop that I had on my hook. And then just chaining 1, making the loop looser and cutting off the yarn and tightening it like that. So by the end of this round, we should have 16 stitches in total. So make sure to count that so you are on point with every single stitch. So for the 3rd round, I'm going to use this blue color. And again, we first have to attach yarn to the 2nd round that we just finished. And again, I'm just pulling the yarn through like a random stitch from the previous round, and just making a secure knot so we know that nothing is going to untie, like this. And for the 3rd round, I will first start by doing 1 chain, and then in the same space I'm also going to do a single crochet. So for a single crochet, just go through the stitch, pull some yarn to have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both of them. So that's our first step. Then in the next space, we are just going to do 1 single crochet, and then in the following, we are going to do 2 single crochets together in the same. Then in the next one, again 1 single crochet, and after that 2 single crochets together in the same. And that's basically our pattern for this round. So just keep on repeating that until you reach the end. Here I'm done with the 3rd round, and as you can see, last stitch that I did was single crochet. So now we just have to connect this round, and I will be going through the chain of 1 that I did in the very beginning. So going through that and again doing a slip stitch there, and then finalizing the round by chaining 1 and cutting off the yarn like this. So this is our 3rd round done. Now we can move forward with the 4th round, and for that I'm going to use the white color. And again, we are starting by attaching the yarn to the stitch from the previous round. And as before, I also do it in like a random space from the previous round. And again, I just prefer to do it by just tying a knot around the previous round. And to start with this round, we are starting to do some different moves. So just be aware that here you have to follow with every single stitch as we go, because there might be some changes in between. So first we are going to start by chaining 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then in the same space here, we are going to do treble crochet. So yarning over twice like this, then going through the stitch and pulling some yarn through to have 4 loops on our hook, then yarning over, pulling through 2, pulling through 2, and pulling through 2 like this. Then we can move forward with the next space, and there I'm going to do 2 double crochets, both of them in the same space, like that. And then in the next space, I'm going to do 2 half double crochets. So that's 1 and 2. After that, I'm going to do 1 half double crochet into the following space, like this. And once that's done, I'm going to do 4 single crochets, 1 in each. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. And then again we have to do half double crochet, 1 in the space there, and after that we are doing 2 half double crochets together in one space. So 1 and 2, and in the next space I'm doing 2 double crochets together. This is 1 and another one. And after that we have reached basically the same piece that we started. So first we have to do a treble crochet, so yarning over twice and then going through every pair of stitches. And after that we actually have to do double treble crochet, so that means yarning over 3 times and then going through the stitch and again pulling through 2, pulling through 2, through 2, and the last 2, like that. And once we have done that, we have basically completed half. And first we have to chain 1, and after that we have to kind of mirror everything that we did on this side on the other side. So first I'm starting by double treble crochet in the following stitch, so yarning over 3 times and then pulling through 2, and then I have treble crochet, so yarning over twice and again pulling through 2 all the time. Then in the next space we have 2 double crochets, so this is 1 and then another one, and then in the following we have 2 half double crochets, like that. Then in the next space it's just 1 half double crochet, and after that we have 4 single crochets, 1 in each, like that. And once that's completed, it's again 1 half double crochet in 1, and then we have 2 half double crochets together, and after that 2 double crochets together, 1 and 2. And then once we have done that, it's just left for us to complete this corner of the eye. So first we are starting by doing treble crochet, so yarning over twice, and then finalizing by double treble crochet, so yarning over 3 times. And again pulling through every pair of 2, like that. So now we just have to connect this round, and first we have to chain 1 and then doing a slip stitch on top of the 5th stitch from where we started, or 5th chain, and doing a slip stitch there. And once we have done that, just chaining 1 and just as we did before, making the loop looser or longer and then cutting it off. And once it's cut off, we can tighten it by pulling it like that. And now we have basically established an eye shape here. And by the end of this round, we should have 36 stitches, excluding the chains that we made here in the corners. Now we can move forward with the 5th round, and for that I'm going to use this greenish yellow color. And in this case, I'm going to attach the yarn here in this corner of the eye, basically. And again, I'm just going to tie the yarn by making a knot. And in this case, I'm going to start by chaining 1 and then doing 4 single crochets in this space. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. Once that's done, we have to do 18 single crochets until we reach this corner. So just start by doing single crochets in every single stitch that we have from the previous round. So starting with the first one, just make sure that you can find it, because it might be hiding underneath the 4 single crochets that we had there. And just count to make sure that you have 18 of them until you reach the other corner. So here I have completed all 18 of them, and now again we just have to repeat the same thing on the other side. So in the corner we are going to do 4 single crochets together, and then again on the other side we will be doing 18 single crochets. So that's 4, and now we can start by doing 18 single crochets in a row. And it's basically the same thing as we did before. So I will just meet you back again once we have to connect this round. So here I just have the last stitch to do, and now we are done with this round. So now we just have to connect it, and in this case I will be going through the first single crochet from the start of this round and doing a slip stitch there. And once that's done, again just chaining 1 and cutting off the yarn and tightening it like that. And by the end of this round we should have 44 stitches in total, which also includes these 4 single crochets that are here in the corners. Now we can move forward with the 6th round, and for that I'm going to use this orange color. But before we start, we kind of have to make and attach our markers to the eye, so we know where we have to start from each side. So what we are going to do is that we will attach the markers in the half of the eye, and as you know we have 18 stitches in here, so we just have to count 9 from each side so we know where to connect it. So we can see here, this is our first one after the 4 single crochets. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and here we can make a marker on the 9th stitch here. And also we know that this is going to be the 9th from the other side. So just to make it clearer, you can also attach it there so you kind of know what goes where. And then also do the same thing on this side as well. So here I have placed markers from both sides, and this will kind of help us to keep track of our stitches and also to make sure that we are putting our stitches where they are actually supposed to be. So on this side we are actually going to start from this marker that we have here. So I'm just going to take it out, and now we know that we have to attach the orange yarn in the place where marker was. So I'm just going through the stitch there and pulling the yarn through and tightening it there like that. And now we know that we can start from this stitch. So first step that we have to do is to chain 4. So 1 2 3 and 4 like that. After that we are going to do 2 treble crochets into the same space. So yarning over twice and then pulling through 2, pulling through 2 and pulling through 2, and another one. So yarning over twice and pulling through 2, pulling through 2 and pulling through 2. So now we have completed the first part of this, and we can move further with the next space. So we can now actually remove this marker, and in the next space we will be basically doing 3 treble crochets together, all in the same space. So that's 1 and 2 more, and that's 3 like that. After that we are doing 2 treble crochets, 1 in each. So again yarning over twice and then completing the stitch. So that's 1, and then in the next stitch we are doing another one like that. Then in the following we are doing 1 double crochet in the next 2. So that's 1 and another one in the next one like that, 2 double crochets. Then in the next one we are doing 4 half double crochets, 1 in each. So again yarning over and then pulling through all 3. So that's 1 2, 3 and 4, like that. And then in the next 4, which are actually these 4 single crochets in the corner, on top of each of them we will do 1 single crochet. So basically 4 single crochets in a row, 1 in each space, like that. And once that's done, we are again kind of mirroring what we did there. So continuing with 4 half double crochets, 1 in each, like that. And after that we have 2 double crochets, 1 in each. And after that we are doing 2 treble crochets, 1 in each as well. So this is 1 and another one in the next one. And then, as you can see, we have reached our markers on this side, and we can remove them by taking them off. And as you know, we just have to repeat what we did here. So we are going to do 3 treble crochets in the following 2 spaces, 3 in each. So 3 in one, and then we can do the same again in the next space. And this is how far we are. So basically now you just do the same as we did on the other side and just repeat exactly the same stitches as we already did before. So we are starting with the 2 treble crochets, 1 in each, then 2 double crochets, 1 in each, then we have 4 half double crochets, 1 in each, and 4 single crochets, 1 in each. But I will meet you back again once we are finalizing this round and connecting it together. So here I'm just doing the last stitch, which is 1 treble crochet in the last one, and then we can connect this round by doing a slip stitch on top of this chain of 4 that we did in the very beginning. So just going through that one and doing a slip stitch there, chaining 1, and we are done with this round. So we can cut off the yarn and tightening it like that. So round 6 is now done, and in total we should have 52 stitches. We can now proceed further with the 7th round, and for that I'm going to use red color. And since we have 52 stitches, we know that we can divide it by 4, and therefore on each side we should have 13 stitches. And we are now going to try to establish like a square shape. So we know that we would like to do our corners in here, in these points. So we just have to count to make sure how many are exactly 13 on each side, and which one would be the middle stitch, meaning which one would be the 7th stitch. So we can find our middle in here from this side, where we know that we had 3 treble crochets together in one. So we know that this is kind of our middle to divide the eye by this, and then we can count to reach our 7th stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So we know that this is our 7th stitch. So we know that that's where we will have our corner for this round, basically. So we know that we have to start there, and if you want, you can also place some markers on each corner if you wish, so it's easier to keep track. So for example, from this side I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So this is our 7th stitch, and just in case we can also place a marker in there. And if you wish, you can do that on all sides as well. Here I have placed markers on every single side, just so it's easier to keep track. And now we can actually start with round 7. So since we placed a marker there, I know that I will be starting from here, and this is basically where our corner will start. So first, again, I'm just attaching the yarn by pulling it through the stitch and then making a knot there to make sure that it's secure. And then we can just remove the marker as we go, because this is kind of marking our starting point already. So here, first step for us is to chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then doing 1 treble crochet in the same space, like that. So that's half of our corner, and then to finish the other half we have to chain 3, and then we have to do another 2 treble crochet into the same space. So again, yarning over twice and pulling through 2 for each. So that's 1 treble crochet and then another one, like that. So here we have established our first corner, like this. Then we can move forward with the next stitch, and in the next one we are doing 1 treble crochet in there, like that. Then in the following stitches we are doing 3 double crochets, 1 in each. So this is 1, then another one in there, and the third one, like that. Then after that we are doing 1 half double crochet in the next one, and then after that 2 single crochets, 1 in each. So that's 1 and 2, and then after that again 1 half double crochet in the next one, and then 3 double crochets, 1 in each. So at this point again we are starting to kind of mirror everything that we already did on the other side. So that's 3 double crochets, and after that it's 1 treble crochet, like that. And here we have reached the second marker, so that means this is where our second corner is going to come. So again we are just going to repeat what we did in here, so doing 2 treble crochets, 1 and 2, after that chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3, and doing again 2 treble crochets into the same space. This is 1 and then another one, like that. So that's our second corner, and from now on we just have to repeat the same as we did after that. So just follow the process as it was, starting by 1 treble crochet, then doing 3 double crochets, and after that doing 1 half double crochet and 2 single crochets, and again 1 half double crochet, and then 3 double crochets, like this. And then again we have almost reached the corner, so doing 1 treble crochet, and now we are right next to the marker, so removing the marker, and we know that now we just have to do another corner in there. So it's literally the same thing as we did before, doing 2 treble crochets followed by chain of 3, and then again 2 treble crochets into the same space. So just keep on repeating what we have already done, and I will meet you back again once we have to connect this round. So here I'm almost done with my square with this color or this round, so just doing the final stitch, which in this case is 1 treble crochet, and then we have reached the corner, so now we can connect it. And again I will just do the slip stitch on top of this last chain that we did in the very beginning, so on top of the chain 4, so doing slip stitch there, chaining 1, and again cutting off the yarn just as we did before and tightening it like that. So now we have finished the 7th round and we are done with this color, and we have also established a nice square shape. So now it's basically just 1 round left for us to do, and for that I'm going to use this green color, and I promise that this round will be an easy one, and we will basically use this round to kind of feed into the sides of the square as well as to smoothen out the edges and kind of to smoothen out the square shape as well. So for this round we can attach the yarn wherever we want. I will do it someplace here, and again I'm just attaching it by tying a knot like that. And what we will do for this round is that basically we will be doing double crochet all around, and in the corners we will be doing 2 double crochets, chain of 3, and then again 2 double crochets. So first, for us to start, we have to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then into the same space I'm going to do 1 double crochet, like that. And then we can move forward with the next stitch, where again doing just 1 double crochet, and also in the following space doing 1 double crochet, like that. Then we have reached the corner, so as mentioned, in the corner doing 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and after that chaining 3, 1, 2 and 3, and once that's done, again doing 2 double crochets into the same corner, like that. And then we can move forward with the other side of the square, and again doing double crochet on top of every single stitch that we did in the previous round, and just going all the way around. So nothing really changes, and you are just repeating the same thing on top of every single stitch, and repeat also the same process as I just showed in the corners as well. And this is how it looks so far, and I will just meet you back again once we are done with this round as well. So here I have gone all the way around and completed all of the corners as well as all of the sides. So now it's really just one last stitch left to do. So doing a double crochet in there, like that. And as always, connecting this round by doing a slip stitch. And in this case, I'm going into this first double crochet that I did after the chain of 2, and doing a slip stitch in there, chaining 1, and again cutting off yarn. And as it's cut off, we can also tighten it by pulling this loose piece of yarn. So our eye granny square is complete, and this is how our final product looks like. It's super cool and colorful, and as you can see, every single round is using a different color. So in total it was 8 rounds, so 8 different colors. And of course, feel free to mix and match however you want them, but in this way you can create a lot of different and fun projects by mixing all sorts of colors, whatever you wish. And it's also super fun to create multiple squares and connect them to establish different projects as well. So for example, you could repeat this square and make multiple eyes in multiple colors as well, and connect them together to create like a cardigan or a top or a bag, or I don't know, whatever you wish. But I really hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that this will inspire you to create some amazing creations by yourself. And just in case if you were wondering, by the end this square measures to 12 centimeters. So make sure to keep that in mind and adjust the color of the hook or yarn or whatever is needed in case you want to make it bigger or smaller. So that is basically it from me today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you were able to recreate this eye granny square. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section and I will help you from there. But if you did enjoy, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you're new here, please subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye!